Well, hi and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Pete Connor, your show's host. Hope you had a nice weekend. We had great activities over the past weekend. Hope you had a chance to participate. Well, we've got some great activity to talk about here today, too. We're going to have Louanne Kaupa, our friend, our nutrition friend, who will be with us at our first segment. And then we're going to go to, here, we're still going to be in studio, but we're going to be talking about Americorp. And we've got three ladies that'll be coming from the Southeast Minnesota or Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation. We'll be talking about that. And that'll be a very interesting segment as well. As a reminder, we appreciate your input as to what you'd like to see and who you'd like to have on our show. If you know of a special event or if you have a person, both of which are in need of some recognition and some publicity, why don't you let us know that by shooting an email to owatonatoday@charter.net or giving Leanne, our producer, a call at 390-5751. And now we're going to take a quick break for some messages from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Louanne. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
It's fair time again, the 2017 Steele County Free Fair in Owatonna, Minnesota's biggest county fair, August 15th to the 20th. 40 thrilling rides on the Gold Star Midway. David Smith Jr. is back for 2 human cannonball shots daily on the Midway. 8 great grandstand shows, beer garden entertainment every day, free outdoor entertainment stages, over 100 food booths, and 300 indoor displays. Screamin' new with much to do. The 2017 Steele County Free Fair in Owatonna.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and a hearty welcome to our old friend. Doesn't probably sound right.
Right. We are getting older.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be, we didn't have to reference it in those terms as old because you've been here a lot.
Yes,
So
there you go.
You have the antecedents. Move on, Petey.
There you go.
Well, and I admonished Louanne because there were no bags of anything here to look at or no samples to have. So we're just going to freewheel today, and we're going to talk about summer nutrition.
I would have, if I would have gotten my garden in sooner, I would have brought in all of my garden produce, but it's just starting, and we were just talking about that.
Yeah, mine too. We picked the first cucumber yesterday.
Yes. So this is the season to really work on eating better because it's easier to eat better.
It is.
We have fresh garden produce, we've got farmers markets, we've got roadside stands, we've got pick your own farms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of your own garden, what sorts of things are you raising?
In my garden this year, I've got tomatoes and peppers and some herbs. I've got some kohlrabi, which I'm anxiously awaiting because I love kohlrabi. But I got it in late. It was kind of a wet start to the spring, so I didn't get my garden in as soon as I'd like to.
Nothing exotic or something exotic? You say herbs, I suppose.
I have a perennial herb garden, so I have lots of different herbs in my garden, but my annuals like basil are just starting to come. I've been harvesting that and some parsley.
When we talk about herbs, obviously it's a flavor thing, but what's the nutritional value? Typically when you think of basil or sage or whatever other things you can,
Definitely they are a flavor enhancer. There's really minimal calories, if any, to worry about in terms of nutrient density, but phytochemicals, antioxidants in a lot of those herbs, so they are wonderful for our diet and a good replacement for salt for people who have to worry about their sodium intake.
Okay. So, we talk about antioxidants, and it seems like once a word like that is out, everything is loaded with antioxidants. You know, every berry that was ever created is loaded, and you know, blueberries now I know are being really pushed for. And you indicated you just had gone to pick some wild blueberries.
I
Lucky
did.
you.
I was up in the very northern east part of the state last week and went wild blueberry picking with a sister of mine. It was awesome.
Yeah.
They are my favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
But
So they, you know, nutritionally they are.
yes, very high in those antioxidants. Those really dark colors tend to be the richest in antioxidants of different source. So there's, you know, various different antioxidants, and antioxidants really help to scavenger not so fun things we don't want in our blood system and in our body and help get rid of them. So we like those antioxidants. So eating more fruits and vegetables in general is very good for us, but especially those really colorful ones.
We had some peaches we picked up from the, you know, and they were just delicious. Now, this question is, so we'll have cherries in our stores now. They come from afar because we're in Minnesota. We don't have, I suppose somebody has cherries growing somewhere, but typically we don't. What's the value, I mean, of having something grown in Chile or in, you know, in Colorado, you know, and now having to be shipped into Minnesota? I mean, in terms of food value.
That's a very good question, Pete. I'm glad you asked that. I didn't know if we'd get into that today, but we in the United States do regulate pesticide use in our agriculture. And if you're following at all the organic movement, pesticides have been linked to many diseases, and it was recommended from the presidential cancer report in 2009. So, you know, almost a decade now that especially young children, babies and young children, their produce should be organic because, you know, there's such little beings, little bodies, and small amounts of pesticides over long periods of time can be more damaging potentially to their hormone systems, brain development, etc. So produce from South America, which we do in the United States, tend to get quite a bit of South American produce. I think right now it's close to 12% of the produce in the United States is actually coming from not the United States. When we get local food, we usually don't need as many pesticides. So you're reducing that exposure that way, or you can get none. I participate in a Boundless Roots, a CSA, Community Supported Agriculture. It's the organic farm right in Clinton Falls. And they are certified organic, so there's no pesticides used. The Library Garden, which I'm involved in, is totally organic so that we don't expose those young children.
Okay, so this was a young child at one time, and DDT was in big use in those days. Anything else that was found to, you know, help the production of food was used.
Well, unfortunately, DDT is off the market.
And I get that, but the point is that and you as well, exposed to it. You know, I mean, I'm kind of doing a sort of a devil's advocacy here. Is that, you know, I don't feel like I've gotten anything wrong with me after eating the way my mother fed my family.
Well, and there has been changes in agriculture in the last 20 years. When you look at the charts in terms of pesticide use in this country, it started to elevate extremely in the mid-1990s. So prior to that, there just wasn't as much use universally across our land.
Maybe there weren't. We didn't have them.
We didn't have as many, exactly. There weren't as many on the market.
Okay. So anyway, that said, assuming that pesticides are in use when we do, and if we're not buying organic, because organics, you know, it could be a little more expensive.
Not always, but can be.
So the point is that when we buy something from the supermarket, even from the farmer's market, under the tap it should go and be washed. You think?
Well, yeah, you want to wash dirt off of it, but many of those pesticides, it's not just on the surface. It's embedded in the plant. It's not that you can remove it. For us, that DDT, and there was one other pesticide that apples tended to be used. You know, peeling them does get rid of that skin.
Which, of course, is part of the nutritional value of the apple.
That's that antioxidant. That's that deep color stuff. So
let's push that. Peels. Apple peels.
Yes.
Potato peels.
Yep. The baked potato, the whole thing. Yeah, not taking those peels off. It's also that fiber source.
Okay.
Which we need fiber.
And who would have thunk? I mean, we just don't. Typically we peel. Stuff. If you're going to have mashed potatoes, you peel the potato.
But you don't have to.
Don't have to. Yeah. You can boil them and
mash them with the skins on. It's just fine.
Yeah.
Add some garlic. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's good.
Garlic mash.
Garlic mashed potatoes.
In England, where our daughter lives. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Moving from vegetables, if we talk about meat sources, there is some controversy, or has been from time to time, that imported meats, are maybe not as well cared for as they might be if they were in the United States. I've heard that, they've got to be, and with, the USDA has got to be careful about what comes into them. Right,
and they are. And that is a job of the United States Department of Agriculture is to inspect anything that comes into the United States. There's actually not as much meat coming into the United States as there is produce from outside of the United States. We in this nation produce more than most other countries in the world, thus we eat a lot more, which of course we all have been told that eating too much meat is not good for us. And we who live in the Midwest think we have to have meat, where most cultures in the world.
You have a grill?
Do I have a grill?
Yeah, there will be meat, right?
That's it. But you can grill fish. We just had, salmon on the grill last night.
Yeah,
yes, you can grill vegetables. It does work.
We got to talk about corn, because we're in corn season, and everybody loves corn, sweet corn.
Sweet corn.
But then, you look on the label of this one is hydrogenated corn oil or corn sugar, corn syrup, whatever the case is. When we talk about those, there's another side to corn. Corn tastes good, and I suppose it's healthy, but what about corn?
Well, you're talking about two different varieties of corns there. Sweet corn, like we grow on a few farms around here, is not the same as the field corn that you're seeing. Field corn is used mainly for animal feed, and then the vegetable oils. And in our region, we use a lot of corn for biofuel.
Okay, sure.
Our plants. And we kind of get the byproducts, what the animals don't eat. That's where we get the corn syrup solids. That's where we get those kind of things.
So sweet corn is
great.
Cool.
Yeah, enjoy it. Heinz Farm, just north of Medford. Great.
Night before last we had some.
Yes, it's a 3-week season, and
it's
done.
It's done and it's over.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we're going to push the pause button, and we'll come back and we'll do some more, I know, before winter sets in. Thanks again for the tips, and I hope that your garden produces. I hope mine produces, and
we hope that everybody's produces.
See you next time, and thank you for being with us today. We're going to take a short break for some sponsor messages, and then we'll be right back to hear about Americorp, so please don't go away.
The River Springs Water Park is open for the summer. Come with family and friends to enjoy the many features the water park has to offer. For more information on daily specials, programs, and large group packages, visit our website, call the water park at 774-7370, or find them on the River Springs Water Park Facebook page. Make a big splash this summer at the River Springs Water Park.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and the Village of Yesteryear. Check out our website for current exhibits and our monthly programs.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and a big welcome to Barbara Gunderson, Tovah Sellner, and Sarah Fitch from the Initiative Foundation, and more importantly, Americorp.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome, ladies.
Welcome
to the
Thank
show.
you.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
It's great being here.
Lots of information, far more than we have time for. But Barb, you're the coordinator, the director of Americorp for the foundation.
Yes, I am.
And a brief thumbnail of your profile. You've been with the foundation for...
I've been with the foundation for 17 years, and the foundation has invested in early childhood for just that long. And we're focused on social and emotional development of kids for school readiness.
Right.
And our work is based on brain development and how critical it is for brains 0 to 5 to have that nurturing and training around social skills and emotion regulation.
Yeah, good. And as far as AmeriCorps is concerned, in my research, I came to find out that it was, I guess I knew going into it, but it's some 50 years old as a program.
AmeriCorps?
Yeah.
It is. Well, it is since 1994, and the foundation actually has been a legal host since then.
Yeah.
So that's really about 23 years.
Okay, not 50.
Not 50. Domestic Peace Corps is what it's described as. I think you're thinking Vista. Vista's been around for 50 years, and the Peace Corps itself.
Sure. So, but it's, I suppose the profile of the program is similar to those, Vista and
yes,
Peace Corps.
it's people that want to give back to their community, and when they do that around specific issues in community, and so ours is school readiness. You also receive education award for college, or you can transfer it, like Tovah is going to transfer it to a granddaughter. You can do that as well. And you also get a monthly living allowance, which is poverty, but it's enough to live on, and you get health care benefit if you need it, and loans and forbearance. So if you have college loans, they go into forbearance, you don't have to make payments, and the National Trust pays the interest while you serve.
Yeah, so there is benefit to that. And it's a benefit kind of as full circle then, isn't it?
It is.
How many participants, such as Tovah and Sarah, are there in the Initiative Foundation's service delivery area?
Well, we have about 20 to 24 each year. So each year we have a new team. And it's also a leadership professional development experience, too, for those that participate in it. The state of Minnesota, though, is like #1 as far as receiving national service money. We've got some very strong programs in the state.
Cool, very well. And I noticed that the budget for a 3-year period is around almost $400,000, and I suppose that's got to be re-upped. Every time Congress is in session, you got to go back in and do an ask.
We do 3-year grant cycles, so we get approved every 3 years, and then each year we just have to re-up. But it's about $500,000 a year.
Cool. Yeah, good. Tovah, obviously your role. Sarah's a relatively young and upcoming person. You've been around a while.
I was the oldest in the group, and went in with a little bit of hesitation just because of my age and working with preschoolers. Would I have the energy and the patience? And I did. I also found that children related a little bit to me like they would a grandparent. And so was able to establish some really close relationships with children based on that comfort level that they felt with me.
I wanted to be ginger about that whole thing about age because, but the point is that, if one is looking, if one is thinking, watching, and say, someone who is already...
Highly recommended.
Yeah, it's
wonderful,
for anybody.
Wonderful experience.
Right.
It is, absolutely.
Okay. Where is your work? Where was your work?
Well, I taught preschool for a number of years, worked in a kindergarten classroom setting. When my husband passed away, I helped with the family business, building amusement rides in Faribault, the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Oh, really?
Yes, and So
Sellner.
yes, there you go. Yep. Ride the tilt-a-whirl at the fair.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but my granddaughter is in college, and so the money that I would receive now at the end of my commitment,
Sure.
I can pass to my granddaughter for
Sure.
her student
Oh,
loans.
nice. So you were a teacher,
preschool
classroom
teacher.
teacher. Okay.
Yep.
So it sort of fit then, hand in glove in terms of
Absolutely.
absolutely. You didn't have
Yes.
to go through a lot of training and so
The
forth.
things though that are a little different, coming with the idea of social and emotional readiness, where years ago it was all academic, and learning that children, if they're coming from a background where they're socially and emotionally not ready, they're not ready to learn. And so to help them gain those skills will help them to learn.
So, some people are critical about the things that we do. I didn't have to do that. I got by. We were okay. All that kind of. We have learned so much about, in this case, child growth and development.
Right. And we don't want children just to get by. We want them to exceed and excel.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So good. Nice. Well, good. And you're done now, and so.
I have completed my term and highly recommend it.
And what are you going to do with your time now?
Well, I enjoyed not being retired, so I applied for a job at my church, and so I am now the Director of Christian Education at First English in Faribault.
Would you go? Good for you.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Good. Thanks for the story.
Yes, you bet.
Sarah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're on the other end of the spectrum, kind of just getting rolling in this whole business.
Yeah, somewhat. I'm from Indiana, and I had experience working in education, usually with students who had special needs. And so I really love working with children, and I wanted to continue doing that in some capacity. I did attend college for a few years, and I actually left without completing my degree. And I researched Americorp opportunities in hopes that I would be able to gain some professional development as well as earn a scholarship that would help me to complete school. And so I applied for the Americorp LEAP program, and to my delight got accepted, and I just completed a year and a half of service at the Northfield Head Start preschool for children 3 to 5.
Indiana to Minnesota.
Right.
The transition, what got you here?
Well, the program description was just really aligned with my interests. My educational background is in art, and there was a lot of room for autonomy and creativity in this program. And also, I just thought it was really unique how it specifically focused on social emotional development. And in that capacity, I got to implement some of my experience with meditation and yoga. So during the class day, we got to do a lot of breathing techniques for calming. We did a lot of yoga. And so it was really a wonderful experience to share some of what I've learned.
If there was a child that had maybe some behavior things, where they might come unglued, how successful would that experience have been for a child such as that?
I think it was very helpful for the children. So our curriculum at Head Start in Northfield, we have a social emotional curriculum called Conscious Discipline. And one of the things that they really emphasize with that is when a student is having they're emotionally overwhelmed, the first thing we do is just validate their experience, and we say, oh, I see, you're feeling angry, or you maybe ask them how they feel. And then you connect with them, on an eye level, and then you help them to move from an emotional state into an executive state, like Barb mentioned, the brain development. So you're moving from the emotional brain to the executive brain, and you could do that by maybe inviting them to breathe with you, maybe take deep breaths. I often had a feather that I would hold up, and then they could just blow on the feather and try to get the feather to blow away. So
you were giving them the opportunity to see there are alternatives to this particular kind of behavior or response to environment and what have you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the tools that we use really connect the physical self, the body. We're calming bodies and calming brains. So then kids can learn, and because they can focus, they're calm, and they have more confidence. So going into kindergarten, what we're teaching children on how to have positive social relationships, but also to really own and know their emotions. It's very helpful for kindergarten teachers. In fact, we asked kindergarten teachers if there's one thing that you would like children to have. They wanted children to be socially and emotionally prepared. They said we can teach them the academics, but they need to just be able to have self-regulation.
You know, if we don't do this, then these are things that'll just hang on for maybe ever.
These are skills that they will take into their adulthood.
Exactly. Sarah, you're going to be doing something else, and what will that be? What are you going to go after?
So I'm taking a position with Indianapolis Public Schools as a special education assistant.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, best wishes to you and Tovah.
Thank you.
Best wishes, and Barbara always. It's so great to see you again, and good to have you all here. And continued best wishes with the program generally.
Thank you for having us.
And certainly with you two guys for all you've done, and that you'll have a springboard to go on as well. Whenever.
We do have openings, so I encourage people to check it out. We've got lots of slots to fill.
Good, excellent. Well, thanks again for being here, and thanks to all of you for staying tuned to listen to this great information. And we're going to take a break for some sponsor messages, and we'll be right back. So please stay tuned.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Thanks for staying with us. We've got some community announcements for you at this time. The Owatonna Area Shrine Club, the annual family golf event at Havana Hills, will be on Saturday, August 5th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets are $8, can be gotten at Costa's Candies and Restaurant and all area Shriners, or call 451-2000. Brooktree Golf Course, staying with the golf theme, Owatonna City Open, August 5th and 6th, $30 to enter. There is an entry form that can be gotten at Brooktree and will be played both at Brooktree and the Country Club, so registration is now open. Deadline, by the way, is on August 1st. That will be tomorrow. The public is welcome to nominate an individual for Culture Fest Ambassador Award to the person who best illustrates core values of Culture Fest. For an official application form, please visit our website at www.culturefest.org. You may also write a letter of nominating the person of your choice and mail it to P.O. Box 1015, Owatonna, and that'll take care of it for today. On Wednesday, we should have, I think everybody should be watching this one because we're going to go inside the courthouse for both segments. Leanne is going to take us on a tour along with a couple of folks to share what is happening with the repair and renovation of our Steele County Courthouse. So you want to come back for that. So, take care. Hope to have you back Wednesday, and thanks again for being with us.